Hey everyone. Yeah, I'm filming this on my Kodak Easy Share right now. And thought I'd kind of give you guys a bit of a more review, more in-depth review of this. The Kindle HD6. This is the 16 gigabyte version. This is mine. Oops, sorry about that. Like I said, this is the 16 gigabyte version. It's the Amazon Kindle HD6 is the 16 gigabyte version. Got this back in October along with the 8 gigabyte one that is my mom's. I got my mom one. She has an 8 gigabyte one. She hasn't used it yet. I've probably used mine more often than she has now. So, but anyway, I'm not going to turn this on just yet because I'm letting it cool down. Because I want to talk about some of the pros and cons with it. Now, the pros with this is it definitely lives up to what it says. It's fast. It's got a fast processor and stuff like that. There's no doubt about that. It's got the space. It's got the space it tells you about at first. Now, here's what I mean. With any tablet or anything like that, when they say, oh, this is going to be 32 gigs or this is going to be 16 gigs, whatever. Basically, most of those gigs, if not some of those gigs, are already taken up by the system's applications, not by the apps you download, but mostly by like the in-storage applications that it already has. So you got some gigabytes already gone. I think that's a design flaw, and that's a feature they need to work on for future Kindles and any future tablets. If you're going to say, hey, something's going to be 8 gig or 16 gig or 4 gig or 32 gig, let it be that right off the bat. Find some other way to get your system applications stored in but not taking up too much space. So that's a bit of a con. That's a bit of a con there, but the pro, like I said, is it works fabulous. It works very well. You can watch video on here. One of the applications that's on here is Blimp. So if you're like a fan of Linkara, Bob Shoes, Nostalgia Critic, and you want to watch the latest videos from them, this is the application to do. This is one of the devices to do it with. It works very well, very seamlessly. Now, another thing about it, though, one of the other pros about it is you can actually, and I discovered this, and I don't know if this is affecting it though. I don't think it is. But I've discovered you can actually connect this, because I know some people are worried about this, even though it kind of talks about it, even though it kind of shows a message when you go to your camera and all that. It shows that you can do this. When I went to finally test this out on my computer, because the computer in here in the rec room, because I wanted to upload some videos. And to my surprise, it works. It connected, it worked, it's fine, it reads it, so that is good. Now I know some people have probably have reported that they've had probably some issues with it, or some other versions of Kindles have had issues. This one doesn't have an issue as far as I'm concerned. So that's a positive, that you can connect this to your computer and you can actually upload some of your photos, your pictures, your videos, or even if it's possible, and I think it is, download some onto your onto it. If not, download some music. The apps, as far as the applications go, the apps and all that, the games and the apps. Like I said, Blimp is an app that came out like about a week or two after I got this. And another app that's come out that I discovered on this is called iSync. It also has a app that you can put on your computer. What iSync is basically an iTunes related app that allows you to sync your Kindle device with your iTunes on your computer, and through a signal that you sync up a lot of the albums and songs that you have, so you can listen to them on your Kindle just like you would your iPod. The only problem is, though, if you're not online, if your computer's not on, and and such, it will not read the signal, won't read any signal that it gives forth to it. Now, it does start out with a lot of the initial apps that you'll recognize, like Facebook. It starts out with, I believe, YouTube. You can do on the internet. It has a few YouTube-related apps that you can use as well. It's got a Daily Motion app. It's got a Bleacher Report app. It's got most of the apps you think would come with it. It has some game apps. It's got some casino, like the gaming network. What's it called? The GSN network. Casino, slots, games with Wheel of Fortune, Deal or No Deal, which is fun. You should play those. Sonic Dash is in there. Just a lot of good applications that you can get off right off the bat. It's really good. The Google apps are in there, like Google Maps, GPS. Everything is there. Weather Channel, you name it. And if you're a WWE fan, yes, it took a while. WWE is also in there. So those are the applications that are a part of it. And again, the positive is you could actually watch videos on here. Like if you don't, like for example, if there's a certain video site, like let's say Vimeo, that doesn't have an app yet, you can still watch the videos on here. Just like before Blimp came on board, you could watch the Blimp videos. If anything has a certain application, doesn't have an app but is playable video-wise, majority of the time you could watch it. You can't. The only problem, and this is a bit of a con, this kind of goes in the con section, the only problem is it will kind of crash a little bit when you try to go back and forth on a video at times. Don't know why, it just does. I think it's got to be full range on it. It's got to be full range. Another thing about this as well, another thing about this as well is that, like I said, it's got a lot of great apps. The internet is real quick on this. It really is. So that is a huge positive on there. It's really quick, and it's just overall fun having. It's very. I can tell you this. It's very durable. I have a cover for it, but it's kind of like for a 7-inch deal. But right now it's temporary for this. So. Yeah, it's really nice to have, really nice. But one of the major concerns I think some people have is the size. I let my sister hold this for the first time back on New Year's so she could see what it feels like. And she has a Kindle as well, but she kind of felt it and she's like, wow, yours is a little heavier, it's a little bit more bulky. And I noticed some people that have reviewed this already have pointed that out, and I think I pointed that out in my little small overview of it. And yeah, it is a little bulky and everything. It's a little bit more thick. But I think the reason for that is the durability. Is basically, if let's say you accidentally drop it or something like that, it's less than likely to get damaged. I mean, it's not saying it won't get damaged. I mean, if you drop it on the ground, like on a tile floor, from like where I'm sitting right here, it's going to likely get damaged. But still, it's durable enough to where I think the damage won't be too hard on it. As you can feel, I don't think that's damaging it or anything. But that's been one concern for people is like, why is it so bulky? Why isn't it like anything else, all the other Kindles? And that's why. It's basically because it's built this way for durability. I mean, you take a look at the kid version they have with the big protective case on it. It's the same thing as this, but it's got that big protective case for more durability. Now, one major concern with this, and let me check my time here. One major concern with this, folks, is even though the design is bulky and thus made to be more durable, one major flaw in it is it overheats too quickly. I mean, not too quickly, but it overheats after a while. Basically, this is the kind of thing that you need to turn off after a while, like it is now, so that it'll cool down. The processor and everything, it gets, because of its bulky design, yes, it's built to last, it's built to be durable, but it also overheats at times. You could feel it overheats, and what that does is it causes your Kindle to sometimes Like, let's say you're on the internet or something, it'll sometimes slow it down a little bit because it's basically overheating. Now, some things it doesn't do that on, but sometimes it does. So that's the only one major flaw right there too, is it overheats because of this. It doesn't overheat automatically, because even if you have it on standby, it'll cool down a little bit. But it does overheat. You can kind of feel that at times. But it doesn't damage it or anything. It just causes, like, let's say your internet to crash at times. Like, you gotta restart the tabs, restart your, kind of reboot your internet and all that. So basically, that's the only real design flaw I see there. I think with any other future Kindles they bring out that's like this, if I'm them, I put some kind of warning in there that pops up for the user saying system overheat, system getting hot, turn off or put on silent or whatever, so that it could cool down. So it lets them know, okay, it's overheating. You might want to put it to the side, turn it off, and let it cool down, let it rest a little bit. So, to me, that's one major flaw right there I think they need to fix on future Kindles. Besides that, it does work great. For example, you have your camera right here. You have one camera, and you have another camera right here. The camera here is mostly a 480 720 camera. So if you're doing like video like this, if you're doing a video like this, most of the time it'll be 720 going this way. Well, not 720. This is 480. This is a VGA camera. This here is a VGA camera. So basically it's like filming 480 anyway. That's what I'm trying to point out. But on the other side, this camera here is maximum 1080, and then when you do it on the side, for some reason it goes to 720. So like this, it's 1080, this side 720. And what's funny though is when you film this like this off the bat and you kind of turn it, it's still 1080 because you automatically started filming like this. But like I said, on this side, you have the camera. This is a VGA camera, just like a regular camera, 480 and all that. So it gives you that option. It gives you that option to film with that. I think the reason they got the camera on this side is because one of the applications they have with it is Skype, and that way you can have a Skype video conversation with family or friends. So that's one of the reasons they have it. Have it on that side, so it makes it easier. The video on here is definitely 1080p. I don't know if it's 1080p to standards like, say, Zero Nizak would look at, but it's definitely 1080p, especially in the right lighting. As you've noticed sometimes recently with my videos filmed with this, the lighting has been a little bit better, like it is here. And this is 720, but with this, it's been a lot brighter and a lot easier to see. So another feature on this is it allows you to do HDR. In other words, HDR is high definition, so you can take pictures in that, as well as the editing tool allows you to edit pictures that you download or even take with this into high definition. You can put them in edit them to high def proportions, illuminate them, color fix them, you name it, crop them. So you can use pictures maybe for, I don't know, uploading to do certain character faces or logos on certain video games, stuff like that. So that's pretty cool as well. It also allows you, once you get the hang of it, or once you kind of get an understanding, you can also upload your videos onto YouTube or Dailymotion by going to the upload portion of the site. Just type in, like with YouTube, youtube.com/upload, and there you go. But overall, that is my review of my final overall review of the Kindle HD6 by Amazon. I know it's a little late, but that's a full review on it. And hopefully if there's any more things come up, I'll let you know. But let me know what you guys think down below, and I'll talk to y'all later.